Hey guys, welcome to Brian's Man Cave. So, I guess I'm going to be doing some streaming this week because I'm on holidays. So, March break, took some time off, and I thought I should try some streaming of stuff, of some games that I haven't really played in well, maybe I haven't played it in a while, or I haven't played it at all.
Brian's Man Cave.
So,
I guess I'm gonna be
let
doing
me
some
just
streaming
pause
this
my...
week 'cause
Ugh.
I'm on holidays.
Sorry.
So
Just going to turn my volume off there. Yeah, so I'm going to be playing some games that I've never played before, and I'm going to be playing some, classic stuff that I haven't played in a long time. And this one I've never played before, and this is one I've kind of always had my mind, on it. Toejam and Earl. I remember when it came out on the Sega, and I think at the time when this game came out, I didn't even have my Sega Genesis yet. And I remember seeing it on a one of those TV shows where they teach you how to play games, and they show you tricks and tips and all that stuff. And I always thought it looked kind of cool. So I don't know why I just never got around to playing it. Hey Rex, how's it going there, man? So yeah, let's dive into this game now. Again, I don't really know how to play it. I mean, I've seen some videos on it. I've seen a few odd things going on about this game, but I don't think I've actually sat down and really played it. So I'll probably make a lot of mistakes, or I might run into some things. So if anybody's in the chat and they know what I'm supposed to be doing, throw it out there. This is just gonna be fun. That's them, I guess, giving their little story. I know there's supposed to be like aliens who crash landed on so-called Earth, even though it doesn't look like Earth at all, or mostly. I think the first time I saw Genesis, it may have been at Hill's department store with Altered Beast a demo. Yeah, Altered Beast is another one. Again, I don't think I actually played Altered Beast. By the time I got around to getting my Sega Genesis, I was really just into the Sonic the Hedgehog and what else was there? Kid Chameleon, and like I didn't get into a lot of the what's going on here. How do I start this? Come on. Never played it either. Hey Adam, what's going on? I'm just gonna try and get this started. A lot of the story. There we go. One player, just Toejam or just Earl. Now I don't know if there's a difference in characters. I don't think there is. So let's play a new game, Random World. So from what I understand, you're supposed to try and find the parts of your ship and then I guess reassemble it. That's me there. This is a game you play to say you've played it, but it was never all fun to me. Huh. Well, that's the thing. Like, I remember seeing the when they were doing the tips and tricks video on this, and I thought the graphics looked cool. I just thought it looked overall like a neat game, but I mean, back then, Nintendo and stuff was still fairly new to me, so a lot of these games looked really cool. On the elevator. I like how they say this is supposed to be Earth, but it just doesn't. Well, it kinda. I mean, what's with the elevators? Almost like a Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure type of deal. Hint: ship piece here. Okay, well, that's probably a good thing. Okay. Oop, that's the pause button. Okay, so let's see. We got bonus eye tops, some gift. I think some of these are supposed to harm you. Jamming. Oh. Some kind of like spring shoes. 12 points. So we take them off. Oh, okay, so we also have the map screen, that's cool. just gonna bounce around for a while. I always hear the music is supposed to be like one of the best parts of this game. Oh, I just found fish bones. I wonder if they're useful. And if you fall off, apparently you fall down to the previous level or something. Oh, what just happened there? Oh, okay. Whoa. I think I almost killed myself. Is that a ship part? Am I supposed to beat this guy up? What is that all about? Hyper Funk Thruster. Guess because I found the ship piece now, I gotta find the exit. Oh. He's just like walking like he's Mr. Funky. Alright, there's some trees here. He's got a huge butt. I've been seeing that there's I guess a Nintendo Switch version that came out. I don't know if it's out or if it's coming out, but I've been seeing a little bit stuff on YouTube about it. I guess it's a little bit more like this version. 'Cause there was another one that was more like a platformer style game, and then there's this one, which is more like I don't know if you want to say an RPG style, but I guess like this kind of map style. Just wandering around here. Maybe the map will help me. It's kind of like those, you know, Star Tropics. And that's another game I like, Star Tropics on the NES. That's one I should try and play again. I don't know if you can attack these things. Like, you got all these little bonus things. Maybe some of them will actually give me a weapon or something. Like, this guy's chasing me. Just going through the elevator. Here there's like a ton of levels, and you can end up exploring all over the place, and there's no pieces or there's nothing on there. Whoa, what's going on here? Almost fell. Okay, there's nothing down here. We're just gonna keep going. There's that dude again. Perhaps I have to go up or down to the right there. Let's try down to the right. Sure, I can find something. This is probably one of those games that's also better if you play with 2 players. Across there? Yeah. Something up there? Mailbox. Okay, I heard something about these. Mail order, yep or no? Yep. Ah. Why? Need bucks. Oh, I got $4 on me. Okay. So let's buy that. It's kind of weird. You buy stuff at a mailbox? Although I haven't played it myself, I've seen the James and Mike Monday episode of those guys playing it. Looks like pretty interesting. Yeah, I think I started watching a bit of that. I mean, they probably like spent a whole hour playing it. Like I probably watched about 5 minutes or something just to see what the game looked like, and that's when I was like, I kind of do remember seeing videos of this. And it looked interesting. supposed to go? Maybe I have to go up there. I think there's a way to run. He seems to go pretty slow. I'm gonna go this way. Thing is, I'm not playing on a Sega gamepad, so I mean the gamepad I'm playing on has way more buttons than the Genesis did. Ah, okay. There's the elevator. Phone is ringing. What's that all about? That was weird. It just uncovers, like, areas. Going down. We're up. We're going up. Team Optimist, I've never understood how to play this game. I don't know. It seems like it's pretty simple, but I mean, there's probably a lot to it. I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go along. Remember these hula girl things? They make you hula. It's more like a time waster. It's in there. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be like opening these things and stuff. So weird. I don't know if there's a ship piece here though, because it didn't give me a hint. Okay, so oh, I think he just hurt me. I was just like reading a book there. Okay. Some kind of crazy hamster wheel thing. Does that hurt me? Yep, it hurts me. I swore there was a way to move faster, but so far none of the buttons do that. The Sega Genesis has like 3 buttons on the right side, and was there a start and a select button? So there's no other button that I'm missing. Maybe there isn't a way to run. Perhaps I dreamed that. Okay, there's an elevator. I don't know if there's a ship piece here, though. There's a present. I'm gonna grab that. So far, nothing has really helped me. I got those spring shoes. Gave me some springs. Wonder what happens if you miss a piece. It doesn't look like it gives you any option to go somewhere specific. Oh, hey, ship piece here. Okay. So we're gonna look. Jeez, firecrackers. What was that all about? Can I swim? Looks like you can swim. Okay, that's good. Looks like some kind of runway. Ah, ship piece. Looks like a potato. Windshield. Reading the manual and having the ability to imagine things in 3D helps. Absolutely. Yeah, I was always those lazy players that would bypass the manual and start playing it right away. Only when I start getting stuck or not know what I was doing would I actually grab the manual and start reading it. Here's the phone. Okay. So the phone just kind of like exposes parts of the map. That's cool. There's a carrot dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna avoid him, because he's probably bad. The hamster ball is chasing after me. This is definitely one of the weirder games I've ever played. You know, it's just like, you know, back in the day where when I played all the time on my Commodore 64, so many times I had tons of games with no manual and no explanation on how to play it. You'd have to, like, literally figure it out. What the hell was that? It's like a rocket ship Santa. Really digging the music. Yeah, apparently a lot of people like the music of this game. All of them, I think. All of the Toejam and Earl games had good soundtracks, apparently. However many there were. I think there was I know there was at least 2. Now there's a new one out. On the Switch. Ooh, candy cane. Ooh, piece of candy. Piece of candy. Okay, let's see what the candy cane does. Can I eat it? Where is it? Oh, maybe I did eat it. Spring shoes, okay. Mystery box. Holy crap. I'm on some jet car thing. It's crazy. And I just flew off to the... That's gotta hurt. I'm finding some stuff. Now I have to go back up. Where am I? I think I'm on... Oh, found the piece. Yep, those were the days. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty normal for me to have to just figure games out. Even when you rented games, oftentimes you didn't get the manual. You just get a game. And then you'd have to, like, you'd come home and you'd plug it into your Nintendo or Sega or wherever. And you'd have to, like, just play it and figure it out. Most games are pretty intuitive as to what you have to do. Dude with the hamster wheel. Another thing we used to do is go to, like, the bookstores and stuff, and there would be, like, well, you could find, like, the Nintendo Power magazines or those hint books and all that. And if you were, like, stuck on a game, you just find that game and just read about it in the bookstore. It's like, why buy the whole damn book when you can just read about where you're stuck? Did that a few times. Yeah, before the internet, exactly. It's way before the internet. Well, not way before, but, you know, before even when the internet started really taking off and becoming popular, you didn't find a lot of video game stuff like this. Like, not like today, anyways. You didn't just go in and find, like, hundreds of videos and tutorials and walkthroughs and manual downloads like you do today. You'd be lucky if you found, like, a chat forum or something where people were talking about stuff like this. Where the heck am I? I'm just gonna keep wandering. So far, this game just feels like all you have to do is just wander around and look for pieces. Like, there's nothing else that's happening here. I think I hear a phone ringing. Where the heck is it? There it is. Telephone! Okay. It's a pretty big level. Three-legged dude walking around. What's that? Let's see what else we got here. I guess this is where the manual would definitely help to tell you what the heck these things are.
Money.
I find money? Buck. Alien aliens crash land on Earth and then they start looking for money. Candy cane. Oh, I'm stuffed.
Money.
Money's good. Money's good. Can be exchanged for goods and services. What's this road for? I guess just for the appearance. Where am I? Okay, I haven't been down here yet. Now that I've played this, I should actually check out how the Switch version looks like. I'm actually seriously considering picking up a Switch. Don't have one. I have my latest, the last system I ever bought was the Nintendo Wii. And so I was like, you know, maybe I should actually go and pick up a Switch. Did I find the piece yet on this? There's a lot of good stuff on the Switch, and I'm actually quite interested in trying out the Zelda Breath of the Wild game. I know some people said I could just get a Nintendo Wii U and play it on there, but I don't know. There's something about the Switch that just seems interesting, and you know, the prices come down a little bit, not by much, but it's like, you know. Was it $370 instead of $400 or something? Yeah, there's the what in the world? Ah! There's a lady with a cart. She's gonna push me off. No. Yeah, you're also considering getting a Switch too. I mean, it's just... Oh, I think I'm all confused. This is weird. Oh, there we go. Well, just knowing that you can, like, download a lot of, like, you know, even classic stuff on it seems cool. And I kind of like how it's portable. I like that. It's kind of neat. You know, that's when I was like thinking about it, I'm like, you know, what if I just get a Wii U? And I thought, well, the Switch has that portability to it. It's kind of interesting, you know, I can take it with me places. I don't know. I'm still deciding. I mean, I might change my mind, but so far I'm thinking about it. I mean, I got the money set aside. I could actually go out and buy one. It is a lot, though. I mean, I was like considering the price on it, and it's like, you know, by the time I pay for it, the taxes, and just to get the one game, the Zelda game, is about $80 plus tax, and I'm gonna be looking at around $500. I mean, that's just not, you know, money you can. It's not easily to come by, you know. And there's so many other things you could spend $500 on. Think of spending it on another video game system. I don't know. I mean, there's always the let's wait around and see if it comes down more. But I remember even the Nintendo Wii. The price didn't move on it for a long time. Like, I remember the price, always checking the price on the Wii, and it just never seemed to come down for many years, so I'm assuming the Switch is going to be the same, right? It's not going to, like, and it's a tablet, like, it's a little bit more expensive technology than just a console. So, I mean, the chances of it really going down that much, to the point where, you know, waiting would be worth it. Hey, what's going on? Jersey. Did I say your name right? Jersey? Jamming away on the reboot a couple weeks ago. Loving it. Yeah, I mean, we've been... this is a pretty cool soundtrack of this game. Really funky. Okay, so I got all this money now. I guess I gotta find that Mailbox. Anybody knows what any of these things do? Okay. I don't know what that is. Root beer. Oh, okay. Oh, I guess because I have that meter beside my little Toejam guy down at the bottom there. Oh, good, I didn't screw up your name. Oh, that's funny. Oh, crap. The mailbox just came to life and it's attacking me. Hey, it's Green Lantern HG. Made the stream. I'm gonna try that. Okay, there's a phone ringing somewhere. Keep belching. Oh crap. Not that lady again, baby. Go away. I heard the telephone, but where was that? Oh, maybe he's the one that makes you all confused. He's like a Cupid looking dude. I heard the phone ringing, but now it's like... Where is it? There's that lady with that crazy kid. Ah! Into the water! Into the water! Did I just die? Aw. Okay. I'm gonna get away from there, because that looks dangerous. You know, when I was seeing this game being played, I thought this would have been, you know, walking around on these narrow paths would have been a lot trickier, but it seems to be pretty stable. It doesn't feel like, you know, you're just going to fall off the thing. So it kind of looked that way when I saw a video of it. Uh-oh. What's that guy? There's like crazy people everywhere. Go away. Go away. Alright. That was weird. Maybe I should try and use something. What's that thing? That gave me the firecracker thing. Oh crap, I got hit by the arrow. I'm all confused. This is one of the first Rogue games I've ever played. Okay, that's crazy. This is crazy. Let's get back in there. Nothing like searching those phone booths to get the blood boiling. Yeah, and it's like, you gotta look for those ship parts. Ship piece here. Alright, what's that orange crap? It's like goo or something. Or some kind of like crazy bugs or something. Ouch. Is there some food there? I don't even know how many lives they keep. The laugh is nightmarish. There's some shadow things following me. Yeah, this game is up there on, you know, weird games. Like, it's kind of interesting. I just thought there would be a little bit more to it. Ah, jeez. Where do I fall to? Huh. Okay, I think there's a present thing up here. Yeah, I thought there would be more to this game, like, you know, as far as, like, battling or something. I don't know. just seems like you're just wandering around. Alright, so that's the elevator there. Am I going back up to that sludge level? To the sludge level. Yeah, that great orange sludges. Oh, there's that devil guy again. Oh. Just pitchforked my ass. The RRP of a Switch in the UK is anywhere between 300 to 500 pounds, depending on what game bundle you're after. Needless to say, it's pretty damn expensive. Yeah, I was looking into that too. Like, there's game bundles. Like, I was looking on Amazon, and like they had like bundles with. Actually, there's like a promotion going on with because of the March 10 or Mario Day, and so they had some, like, you know, a Switch bundle with one of the Mario games, like whatever Mario game you want, and it was pretty decent price, but. With Amazon, I realized you can't pay using PayPal. You have to use a credit card or have like use your bank account or whatever. I was hoping I would have been able to, you know, pay through PayPal. So I ended up just like forget it. I'm not gonna, you know, I don't want to put it on a credit card right now. You know, I already used the credit card for other stuff. I didn't want to throw a $500 video game system on there. So I ended up just transferring the money from my PayPal, because I have some money in PayPal. Crap, a hula dancer. Go away. Don't make me hula. And so I just transferred the money into my my bank account. I figure, you know, I'm off all week. It's March break. I took the week off. I can, like, kind of wander around and find some local stores and maybe buy a Switch and Zelda game. At least then, if there's a problem with it, I can go back and return it. If it's Amazon and you order it, then you have to wait for a delivery, and what if there's a problem with it, and then you gotta send it back, or... So at least if I buy it from a store. So I've been trying to figure out where I can go, you know, what store would be the best one to go to. I can go to, like, a place where, like, you know, where I have, like, a points card or something, or... I don't know, I've been looking up, a lot of places seem like the price is the same, like, you know, we have Toys R Us, still sells Switches, I believe. Ah, there's the ship piece. So I can go to Toys R Us, I can probably get it there. We also have, like, Walmarts everywhere. There's a mailbox, let's see if I can... buy. Okay. I don't know what the difference is between these, so... buy this one. Oh, crap, no! Push me off the edge. Falling is awful when you don't land on a level below, but keep falling through. Oh, geez, that sounds horrible. How far down can you fall? All the way to the beginning? That would suck. And you'd have to go back and find all the elevators? Isn't there an elevator around here somewhere? Did I pass it? Where am I? Oh, it's down there. Yeah, I'm the same. Avoid credit cards at all costs. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, we have our credit card. It's, you know, it's not in the best of shape. We've had a few things we've had to put on credit, and you know, I just didn't want to, like, go and add like a $500 video game system. I actually was able to make a little bit of money selling some Magic cards, funny enough. I have a huge Magic the Gathering collection. I've, you know, played Magic for a long time, and I used to collect cards like crazy when I was younger. And I was just going through them a couple weeks ago, and I found a bunch of old cards. I'm like, you know, these are probably worth something. And I looked it up on eBay, and sure enough, like, A couple of them were worth like few. One was worth like almost $2,000. The other one was worth like 500. Well, actually, a couple of them were worth like $500, and I was like, what, really? For some old Magic cards? So I'm like, hey, hell, I'll sell them, and I'm like looking at this Magic card going, geez, that's a Nintendo Switch right there. So, I sold them on eBay and got some money, extra money kicking around now. I'm like, it's tough. I mean, when you have money and you're like, do you want to spend it on video games, or do you want to spend it on something more important, or, damn, being an adult, you gotta think priorities. I also want to get my car back on the road. Oh, jeez. I got a DeLorean that has, like, it's almost, drivable. It just needs an exhaust repair. And there's something in the engine that's causing it to not rev up properly, so I mean that would be, a couple $1,000s right there in repairs. So I've kind of had it in the garage for a while now. I'm thinking about getting that fixed up, so I can at least drive it a little bit more. Whoa. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this guy's gonna shoot me with an arrow, isn't he? At least his aim is pretty terrible. So yeah, I'll probably, once the money goes into my account, because the thing about PayPal is when you transfer money, it doesn't go right away. It says it could be like 3 to 5 business days before the money goes into your account. So, I'll check tomorrow. Maybe I'll have it in my account tomorrow. Oh, there's that crazy dude. Whoa. I always go through the same every month. Can I survive on Frosted Flakes and buy this comic or adult thing? Yeah, exactly. I mean, paychecks don't last very long, right? You get paid, you pay off your debts, your bills. When you have a family, it's even harder. I can't even pick that up because it won't. Let's see. Maybe if I use something. I've got all this stuff, I'm not opening it, so. Rose bushes. What the heck is that? Oh, wow. Weird. And it hurts me. Okay. How many times can I do that? Oh. Weird. Okay. Maybe it's meant to hurt the other characters? Let's see. That crazy wild-eyed scientist looking dude? Oh jeez. He just ran around it, so it didn't do anything. It actually didn't do much. Maybe I can, like, do it here. Block him from coming up. I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely tough to, like, decide what you want to spend money on. Oh, so I can't go any further than this. Okay. This is a waste. I don't know, I've been interested in the Switch for a while, so, I usually don't get excited about modern video game systems, but the Switch was always something, I mean, when they first announced it, I always thought it looked kind of neat. Just having that ability to, take it with you on the road and play it somewhere. I mean, sure, I can do it with a laptop and just put some games on a laptop, but... Whoa. Or just play one of my numerous handhelds. Game over. Aw. So what does that mean? I have to start again? Alright. Guess I gotta start again. Maybe I'll try Earl now. Goes to Toejam. Let's give Earl a try. Very true. I have so many bills to pay these days. I barely have enough money left over for myself. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, jeez. When you have a family, it's like you got a kid, you have a mortgage, you have car payments, freaking cell phones, and internet. Oh my god. Like, it's a good thing I'm into retro gaming, because, you know, I just play the old stuff that I already have. If I was into modern gaming, hypes. If I had to buy, like, the PS4 and all the new games that came out for it. I mean, sure, I'm thinking about the Nintendo Switch, but I probably won't buy a whole lot of games for it. Like, to tell you the truth, I mean, there's some downloadable stuff, you know, there's the NES Classics I may download on it. And apparently there's a Donkey Kong arcade that I'm really interested in. Let's just play Earl. Alright, I'm Earl. See what he does. Does like some kind of funky headbutt. Is he slower? No. There's all this stuff I can pick up. I don't know if this hurts you. Oh, it does. It hurts you. Or something. I guess you can't be in the water too long. Looks like that health bar meter was going down. Guess if you're in the water too long, you drown. Makes sense. Yeah, I was trying to decide too, like if I get a Switch, should I get the Zelda game or the Mario Odyssey? And the Mario Odyssey, I looked at it, and it seems like it's, I mean, it's kind of like the N64 Mario, I guess. Because there's also the Wii U Super Mario, which is, you know, almost the same as the Super Mario Brothers Wii game. You can get that on the Switch. I've been playing the Wii version with my daughter a lot, and you know, she really likes the 2D style platform. I was never any good at the Mario 64. I mean, I have played it a bit, but I mean, I don't know, I just never was good at it. I thought, well, maybe I'll be terrible at the Odyssey as well. But then I was thinking about Breath of the Wild. It kind of looks cool. Like, I really like the look of it. And I've always been a big Zelda fan. I love Zelda. I love the original. I like the first, second, even the, well, I like the third, the Super Nintendo version, the Game Boy one, which I was considering doing a stream on that one, is the Link's Awakening. I think they're also re-releasing that too, aren't they? On the Switch, I think. Like a amped up, graphic, amped up version of it. Okay, the telephone. Where is it? Here it is. It's like, who dreamed up this game? Like, who thought of this? Even the names are weird. Toejam and Earl. I like how they're all like funky looking though. Like, just walking down the street like they're grooving to some disco. Alright, that guy's just annoying. There's nothing here. Maybe I should try an item. Or I should get away from this guy because he's following me. What's that? Pie? There's some stuff over here too. I bet you this game would be awesome if you're like one of those people who does drugs and, you know, you'd just be finding everything fascinating. You just be playing this for hours. Let's go to the mailbox, right? Do I have any money? $4? Okay. Let's go to the mailbox. Buy. Let's buy that. Yeah, let's see what I can do. Let's open the little guy up. No pieces on Earl's level. Weird. The elevator sounds like Atari 2600. Oh, I should keep that in mind when I get there. How do I get there? Gotta get down. Yeah, I can get this way. So there's no ship pieces on this board. I'm just gonna keep going down. It looks like I have to go around this way. There's that dude. I don't want to touch him. Where's the freaking elevator? There it is. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I hear it. It's like got a kind of a Atari 2600 feel to it. The sound effects. Ship piece here. Alright. Whoa. Speaking of Atari, I just finished up a video that I'm going to be probably putting out tomorrow. I think I'll put it out tomorrow. It's the Atari 7800 Impossible Mission game. I just kind of like do a kind of a comparison of that with the, you know, I talk about the differences between that version and the Commodore 64 version, which is what I've pretty much played my entire life. I played the Commodore 64 version when I was a kid a lot. I've even done like a few videos on it and streams and stuff, so I'm going to be finally tackling the 7800 one. And so pretty much I just run through the game, well, as much, you know, not the whole game, just a good fraction of it. Kind of talk about the differences between the 7800 version and the Commodore 64. So I'll probably release that video tomorrow. I don't know, I might do another live stream. I don't know, maybe I'll do a live stream every day, every week, every day of the week. Since I'm home, might as well throw in some live streaming and do some, play some random stuff. Like today, I'm doing like a Sega game. Maybe tomorrow I can do Zelda Link's Awakening or something. I still want to do a VIC-20 stream. That'd be fun. Commodore VIC-20. Just play some random VIC-20 games. Very primitive looking, but fun. Is that French fries? I guess that heals you. I don't know if I need to... I got no money. I'm broke. Okay. So I gotta find money. Did I find a ship piece yet? Dang, can't remember. Does it tell you? I don't remember now. Did I find one? Ah, hell with it. Let's just go. Let's get out of here. Keep moving on. Yeah, I'm very curious now to see what the Switch version is like. I actually also watched a video from another YouTuber, Oddpod. He was talking about these games. He was showing off this one and the other Toejam and Earl game for the Sega Genesis. He's in the UK, so he was talking about the Sega Mega. Was it the Mega Drive? They call it in the UK. The Mega Drive. Here in North America, we call it the Genesis. Not sure what the difference was, why they had to change the name. You know, I'm sure it probably didn't translate very well, or maybe the Genesis wasn't an acceptable thing in UK, or I don't know. I don't know why they wouldn't just call it the same thing in both areas. There's also, what was it, the PC Engine? Which was also, had a different name here. It's called the TurboGrafx 16, I believe. It's interesting because I remember hearing about PC Engine, and all this stuff, and I was like, what is a PC Engine? And I thought it was like a different system that I never heard of, and then when I started looking it up, I'm like, oh, it's the TurboGrafx. I remember that thing. Okay, these things are gonna bug me. Alright. I gotta get out of the way. Run, run, run! Walk really fast. Kinda crazy you can't run in this game. I'm thinking I can just push a button and have them run faster. These things are annoying. It's like the bees in the Back to the Future game on the NES. Won't leave you alone. Oh, there's that hamster guy. There's some money over there. I'm gonna try and get that. I'm gonna jump in the water. Crap, you're following me in the water and I just died. It's not cool, dude. Not cool. Oh, crap. You respawn in the water. Ah, jeez. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. There's a present there. Get that. Okay, let's try and open something. Jamming. Oh, okay. So that makes you run faster. Okay, that's good. So it's an item. Back to the hula. Definitely going to store this in the one of the weirder games that I've ever played. Bacon and eggs. This game is just so weird. Oh, chip piece. Super Funko-Matic Amplimator. Amplimator? Like the Wile E. Coyote Roadrunner kind of theme that's going on here. Fudge Sundae. It's just weird that you never know where you're gonna go. Oh, there's a ship piece here, okay. I'm gonna guess that this game probably does take a few hours to actually complete. I guess, maybe if you really know what you're doing. Alright, got my running shoes back. I like this. I like that I can actually run. Does the Roadrunner thing. You can actually run away from these things that are threatening. Looking for a ship piece somewhere. No more money. It's always a buck. Can't give you any more than a buck. Well, I guess things don't cost too much, so. You know, it seems like everything's like $4 or $5. I guess it's not a bad thing that it's only a buck. My running ran out. What do I got? I feel like I got a lot of stuff, so it's just all random, so you don't know what you're gonna do. You don't know if it's gonna be a running thing or if it's gonna blow you up or springy shoes. Those fireworks, whatever that was. Been everywhere. those Looney Tune games you can get on the Genesis. I did a few of those videos with Taz, and another one with the Roadrunner. Coyote. Whoa, it just jumped. I didn't expect that to happen. So I just fall a level below, I guess. Weird carrot looking dude. Go back up. Still haven't found the ship piece. Where is the ship piece? I wonder what happens if you stay in the elevator. Does it take you up to the next level? Let's see what else I got. Got more running shoes. I'm running. Oh, money. Oh, jeez. Did it again. Money. I don't know how I'm jumping. It's just weird. He just like all of a sudden jumps. Oh, money. Oh, I found the ship piece too. Not sure what the firecrackers do. Point extender. What's that? Too many. Oh crap, I'm going the wrong way. Well, at least a lot of them end up being the jamming. Money. Money. I don't think I can pick that up. Didn't think so. Telephone. I don't need the telephone. I just need to get out of here. There we go. Is this the level with that sludge again? Okay, what's that, bread? Ick. Oh, there's some kind of weird mushroomy thing over there. I don't know if you can get there. Where? I can throw tomatoes. Let's see what happens if I try and throw a tomato. No! Didn't work out. Moldy cheese. I don't understand what the tomatoes do, but I can't throw it at the guy. Stu's reviews. First time playing Toejam and Earl equals first time horribly losing Toejam and Earl. You are absolutely right. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm having fun though. I have to admit, I'm having fun. Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun. So I can throw it. Okay, it doesn't do anything. What is the point of throwing a tomato? Just for the hell of it? Oh. Okay, I can't pick that up. I got too many and I was starting to hula. more of these little devil dudes. Where am I going? Ah. What happened there? This game is just very complicated. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Oh, you can drop that. Oh, what the heck is that? Opened up a door. Is that a good thing? Did I just like... Whoa. It's like a warp zone. I don't need that. Got enough stuff already. Still exploring. Well, how much money do I have? 16 bucks. Also, sometimes it tells you what it is. That's cool. Got it. Jersey's asking, have you played through this game before? I haven't. I don't know if you're talking to me or if you're talking to somebody in the chat, but I have never played this game before, so it's something that I've always wanted to look into. Just never had the time or never spent the time on it, so I thought now's a good time to actually do it. So for me, no, I've never played this game before. Something I always thought looked interesting though. Cherry pie. I mean, I often like these type of games over, like, say, the you know, more of the what would you say, like, more of the combat style games. I like these games where it's more of exploring and finding things and searching and more RPG, a little bit more RPG style. I mean, that's probably one of my things about the, you know, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. A lot of the games are not my style of games. I played it and had no idea what was going on. Then I watched other people play it and figured out how messed up it is. But yeah, I mean, I did watch a few videos myself. I watched, like, the Mike and James Cinemassacre. I watched, you know, a little bit of that, and kind of watched another, you know, a couple other odd videos of people just kind of playing it. I didn't see anybody doing any kind of, like, real tutorial on it. I didn't search hard enough, maybe, but like, from the search I did on YouTube, I didn't really see, like, you know, an explanation video. It was mostly just playthroughs, just people just playing it, and there's no talking or anything, just playing. And I was trying to find if there was somebody giving an actual, like, this is what this is and this is what that is, like a tutorial kind of thing. But I didn't see anything, so, you know, like I said though, I didn't spend a whole lot of time searching. I just kind of, usually you put it in YouTube, you're like Toejam and Earl, and see what comes up. And like I said earlier, I saw a video from OddPod. He did a kind of a small video showing this game and the other Toejam and Earl game on the Genesis, or Mega Drive, wherever you're from. And I mean, even he didn't get into too much of the specifics. If you like this one, Brian, then I strongly suggest you try the reboot release less than 2 weeks. Reboot. So is that like, are you talking about the Switch one? The Nintendo Switch reboot? Because I know I've kind of been talking a little bit about that, but the fact that it came out on the Switch, and that seems interesting. Hey, a present. I can't pick anything up. I got too much stuff. Okay. Let's open some stuff. Oh, crap. That backfired. this thing. I didn't like this thing. It goes too fast. Last time I had this thing, I flew off the edge and... Where am I? Okay, so I gotta go down. Yeah, like this. I keep... I mean, this is one of those kind of chill games, you know, it's just kind of relaxing. You know, it's like, my buddy Jim's Retro Zone does, like, Atari games where he calls relaxing games. This seems like it would be one of those type of things. Well, he doesn't just do Atari, he does Nintendo as well. But he does a segment called Relaxing Games, and it's just games that just, you know, just sit back and have fun. Is the reboot the one being sold by Limited Run? I don't know, is the reboot actually like a Genesis game, or a homebrew, or... I don't know, never heard of the reboot. I just know that there's a Toejam and Earl game for the Switch, and it's apparently out. I think it's out now. Saw some things on YouTube. I didn't look into them. I didn't actually click on any of the videos or anything, because I was like, whatever. I was more interested in the original one, the Genesis one. Just wanted to try it out because I haven't played it, so. There's a lot of Sega Genesis games I just didn't get around to playing. Even Super Nintendo, for that matter. I mean, by the time I ended up getting my Super Nintendo, I didn't really end up getting a lot of games for it. I didn't end up playing it a lot. Like, I got Zelda and Mario World, Super Mario World, and that was pretty much it. Like, you know, the odd game here and there, but nothing serious. Like, I got Clue and like odd games like that. Like my Super Nintendo lineup, my cartridges are pretty lame. I don't have a whole lot. Why do I have a rain cloud? What is the point of a rain cloud? There's some fries. Eat those. Oh, there's a phone ringing somewhere. Hey, a chocolate cake. Get that phone before it disappears. The reboot came out for every current platform. Yes, it was on limited run, but I think it's sold out. Oh. That's interesting. I never heard of it. That shows how up to date I am with modern gaming, you know. I mean, to me, the Switch is brand new, and I know it's been out on the market now for 2 years, so... Like, to me, it would be like buying a modern system. Oh, jeez. That thing just stole some gifts. Not cool. What is that? It's like a dog. I'm going in here. What is that thing? Yeah, I'm curious to see how I'll do, like, if I actually pick up a Switch in Breath of the Wild. See how I am with that game, if I'm totally lost with it. I mean, I remember playing Zelda on the N64. The first one that came out for the N64. And, I mean, I spent a good chunk of time playing it. I never completed it, though. I got pretty far, but I didn't complete it. What was it, I think it's the Ocarina of Time? I mean, honestly, I didn't enjoy it as much as playing, like, the other one, A Link to the Past. I really liked that one. Like, the Super Nintendo one was really fun. Because it really gave you that Zelda feel. Once the Zelda game went all three-dimensional, I don't know, kind of lost it a bit, but... Regardless, I think the Switch version does look nice. Well, the Breath of the Wild version, I should say, came out on the Wii U as well. Carrot dude. Okay, let's try another item. Rain cloud. I don't even know what the rain cloud does. Telephone. Rocket skates. There's so many new games coming out every day, along with consoles and even console reboots. It's really difficult to stay on top of current gaming. Yeah, I bet. And I'm sure a lot of them just disappear, you know, so fast. Unfall. What on earth is that? It's like a balloon of myself or something. Can't do anything with it. Yeah, I'm sure there's just so many games that come out now that, you know, you can't even keep up with them, and they come in and then they disappear so fast. Between all the consoles, like the Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, Switch, all of the stuff that's out. Plus we got mobile gaming, PC gaming. I mean, games have just gone crazy. And it's funny that, you know, it's got to this point, and I don't think we're going to see another crash. Like, you know, well, North American crash. Like we did in like 83 when the North American video game crash happened. I don't think it's going to happen because things have changed so much. The video game world is completely different than it was back in, you know, 30 plus years ago. Oh geez, I just fell off the earth. And back to another part of the earth. Gravity is weird in this game. Gravity doesn't seem to exist. It's like, what's going on here? It's like, how could there be levels? Still haven't figured out if this guy can do anything other than just walk around. Dead end. Let's just go for that elevator up there. The other thing that I remember always hearing about modern gaming is like a lot of the games get released and they're unplayable. I know I've talked about this before on like some of my other videos where I've talked about like say modern gaming versus retro gaming, in that, you know, a lot of games today they rush, maybe they rush them or something, I don't know. They get them out there and they're never complete. Like you have to download patches and just to get it to work. So if you bought the initial copy of it, it's not fully functional. And I've seen some game reviewers kind of go off on that about certain games, like you buy it right off the shelf and you can't really play the game properly. And then you got to download all these patches, which is okay for now when the servers are still there and you can still download those patches. But in 10-15 years, if you go to play that game again, what are the chances that, you know, you can get that patch? You know, and why is it happening? Why? I mean, I guess it did happen in the past as well, where some games were rushed to production and they weren't complete, or but I don't think it was as common as it seems to be now with a lot of modern gaming, where they do require downloading. And even the consoles themselves, like I hear, like if you buy like a brand new Xbox or whatever, the first thing that you pretty much have to do is upgrade the operating system or upgrade something. You gotta plug it in and wait for like upgrades and downloads and crap. And I've heard that where if you buy, say, an Xbox for your kid for Christmas or whatever, it's best to actually open it up and hook it up and download the thing and stuff, because you don't want them to be sitting there on Christmas Day not being able to play their system because it requires all these downloadings. It's just a little bit insane. Hey, we got Jim's Retro Zone. Yes, I was just talking about Jim's Retro Zone earlier, about the relaxing games. I'm saying that this game is kind of like what Jim would do on a relaxing games episode. There's not a lot going on. You're just kind of wandering around and having some fun. I can't pick that up. Okay, let's, I still don't know what the rain cloud does, but I'm gonna take the, oh, springs, okay. So, whoa, 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 jump off. Can't stay long, so I'm gonna troll. Yeah, that's cool anyways. Ah. Jonathan's like, yep, same thing with buying 4K TVs and 4K players. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a 4K TV. When I bought my last TV, I was actually like looking into it. Our previous TV was like on the fritz, and I needed to, you know, order or get myself a new TV. I started looking in, should I get a 4K? Should I get a 1080p? And I was looking up the differences and all that stuff, and really I couldn't find much difference between a 4K and a 1080p. And, you know, I knew I wanted a smart TV because, you know, they're kind of better. You get yourself a smart TV so you can actually have like Netflix and all that stuff without having to hook up a system to it or a box or anything. But yeah, looking into like the 1080p's and the 4Ks, I didn't see a whole lot of difference other than price. The price was the big difference. Like, the same friggin' kind of TV, 4K versus 1080p, you're talking like a few $100s. And, you know, to the naked eye, you almost can't even tell the difference. By the way, I too lost interest once Zelda went 3D. However, Breath of the Wild totally fixed that. It's really a rare thing for a game to be as good as Breath of the Wild. It works perfectly fine without patches. Okay, that's good to know. Gonna lurk, I meant. Yeah. Lurk around, Jim. Lurk around. Green Lantern saying, hey, Christmas is for spending time with family, not playing video games, says the guy who spent all Christmas playing video games. Oh, come on. I think every gamer, every video gamer has a Christmas-related story or says something about Christmas somewhere. I mean, you got a lot of gamers get their consoles or their games, or, you know, even just having time off from work, for instance, and being able to play games around the Christmas season. I mean, that's totally normal. This is crazy. That heart thing just totally confuses your character. Something with HDMI cables. Okay, let's just... Where am I going? I don't even remember if I found a ship piece. Oh, well. Okay. I'm gonna keep marching towards that elevator. I mean, to be honest, I've been playing this now for over an hour and I still don't know fully what the heck is going on. But whatever, it's fun. Let's move along. Let's get on to the next one. Yeah, probably what I'll do is well, since I am planning on picking up a Switch, hopefully this week, pretty much gonna look for one. And if I pick one up, I'll probably hook that up to my big TV downstairs, or on our main floor where our big TV is, our big flat screen. Right now the Nintendo Wii is hooked up there, so maybe what I'll do is I'll unhook the Nintendo Wii, take it down to my man cave and hook up the, see if I can hook up the Nintendo Wii to my older TV. And then I can do some, you know, some videos on it, on some of the Wii games that I got. I really wanted to, like I said, I'm going to be doing my Impossible Mission on the Atari 7800 video tomorrow. I'll probably release that video. And I need to do a video on the Wii version of Impossible Mission, so maybe if I can take my Wii downstairs and... I don't know, I've even been considering modding my Wii to add, like, emulators to it. See if I can get, like, the NES library on there, or some Sega stuff, or who knows what. Some arcade games on the Wii. The Atari Creep, he does a lot of his videos. He uses his Wii. He's got a Wii with all the stuff on there. Oh, crap. See if I can find a... I don't like those spring shoes. They're kind of annoying. Damn it, that's what I need. Get out of here. Alright, Jersey. Take care, man. Thanks for popping in. Going back to work. Hopefully you can come in. I'm going to try and see if I can stream at least once a day for the rest of the week during my March break, since I'll be home. Although, I'll probably do some hunting and... I just fell off the earth. Probably do some hunting for Nintendo Switch, so... I'll definitely let everybody know if I find one, if I end up purchasing one. Unless I change my mind at the last minute and realize I don't want to spend that kind of bread. Presents. Since I don't know what the rain cloud is, let's... Oh, the rose bushes again. All I can see that doing is creating a wall. Christopher Benjamin saying John Hancock hit 80,000 subscribers. That's awesome. John's a nice guy. I'd like to do another live chat with him one day. I know our first live chat didn't go over too well. Well, I mean, it was okay, but he lost video. He couldn't get his video to work. So, unfortunately, the whole video is just his icon and my face. It'd be cool to do another live chat with John Hancock again. I'm sure he's got a lot more things going on. He's just completed his Sega Saturn, was it, collection? I saw a video that just was up the other day. I know for my subscriber count, well, the other day I was at 1,100 I think I was at, and then I think I dropped back down to 1,099 subscribers. It always seems to happen that way. I'm still debating if you're going to buy a Switch. Well, I mean, it is expensive. I understand that. I mean, it is, you know, to drop that kind of money on a video game system. And depending on the kind of gamer you are, like how serious of a gamer you are, I mean, that's one of my worries too, is like I don't have a whole lot of time to always spend on gaming. Alright, take care, Jim. Get yourself back to work. Yeah, I don't spend a whole lot of time on gaming, even though I do this channel and I probably give off the impression that I play a ton of games, but I actually don't. I mean, the majority of my game playing was when I was younger. When I was a teenager, you had ample time to play games, and now it's just like whenever I have the little bit of time, actually, you know, doing this channel is what really gives me the ability to play games, because otherwise, I probably wouldn't be spending my time too much playing games. And so that was one of my things about, you know, should I spend the money on a Switch? Am I going to play it? But my daughter now, she's just at that age where she's able to play a lot of, you know, more modern gaming type of stuff. And, you know, we do play a few times together on the Wii, so I think she'd be fine with some of the Switch stuff. Hula lady, hula. No hula. Darth Maul or Kylo Ren? Don't make me choose. Yeah, same thing with me. I hardly have time to play games. I have PS4 and PS3 games still in packaging. Yeah, that's when you know you have a problem. You got all the time. I got a lot of Atari 2600 games that I bought that I still haven't actually got around to, you know, plugging them in and giving them a shot. You know, probably future videos, I guess. I have heard the PlayStation 5 is supposed to be like completely backwards compatible. That's kind of interesting. I guess the previous PlayStations were they only go back so far or something. I don't know. My only experience with PlayStation is the first and the second one. So. And buying the second PlayStation, it took me a while before I actually decided to actually drop the money on that and pick one up. So I was seeing a lot of the games that were coming out, and I thought, you know, that looks like fun, and really was interested in it at the time. So. Fish bones, whatever that is. Back to the elevator. Well, we'll see what happens. You know, this whole week I'll be, you know, I'll probably spend one day where I'll start hunting. Once I know I have the money in my account, I probably, you know, I'll have about 600 bucks to spend, and I figure the Nintendo Switch is going to be about $180 plus tax here in Canada. Our taxes are what, I think they're what, 12% now? 12-13%. And then I don't know how much the games are. I haven't really, you know, I haven't actually gone and priced all this stuff out before. Most of the time I see them there on the shelves and stuff, and I don't even look at the pricing because I wasn't really planning on picking up a Switch, but I think now I'm kind of, I don't know what was going on there. I feel sick. You know, so now that I'm just considering it, so I'll probably go out and look around and see what I can find. Whoa. Okay then. That was weird. I still have my old systems, never saw a reason to trade them in or get rid of them. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, I did that when I was younger. I got rid of some of my older systems, but oftentimes they were like on the brink of like pretty much not working anymore. Like my Intellivision, I remember, was barely working, and my Commodore 64 was like the disk drive stopped working, and it was my mom that was like, you know, you should just get rid of it, sell it off, get whatever money you can get for them. And I did that. I sold all the games that I purchased for the Commodore 64. I sold the computer itself and the Intellivision, and you know, I sold all my games except for the Donkey Kong game that I kept. And yeah, I mean, it was after a while, I started to regret it. I'm like, why did I do that? Eventually, I just decided to search them out again. If you got the space, though, you always have to consider space. Depending on your, living conditions, where you live, you might not live in a big enough place where you can have all this stuff. I mean, some people, they can dedicate an entire basement, they can dedicate an entire room, a closet, or whatever. And some people just don't have any space. Like, I've talked to a few people, and they said they don't have a man cave because there's no space. Like, literally, there's no space. So, it really depends on your living conditions, where you are, where you're at. And if they are worth a lot of money, and you're in a situation where you don't have a lot of money yourself, maybe it is something more wise that you do get rid of it. I mean, you can always track things down later in the future. Like, nothing's forever. I had to track down literally everything except my Nintendo. My original Nintendo was the only system I think I ever actually kept that I had when I was a kid. That I never got rid of was my Nintendo. Everything else I kind of lost. I mean, my Sega Genesis, my original Sega Genesis got stolen. My Commodore 64, I sold it. The Intellivision, got rid of it. Oh, I guess I got my Atari Junior. I bought that. It was like a... I can't remember if it was a birthday thing or something. I can't remember. But I remember buying it. Probably with birthday money or something. When the Atari Junior came out. That was like 1989, 1990. Somewhere around there. I kept that forever. Foolishly threw away the box though. I wish I didn't. What's your favorite game on Nintendo? That's a tough one. I'd have to say it's a toss-up. I mean, like, I really liked, I was really into Super Mario Brothers, like the first one. When my friend had Nintendo and I didn't, and I used to go to his house, and I always wanted to play Super Mario Brothers, and I was like really like into that. But I think I had a lot more fun playing The Legend of Zelda. When I first got my, when I first bought The Legend of Zelda, I had a hell of a lot of fun with that one. And of course, Super Mario 3, which is, still, I think is like the best Super Mario Brothers game. Out of all of them. That I played anyways. I think, there's just something about Super Mario 3. So it's really tough. I would say though, Zelda, Legend of Zelda was like the one game where I had a lot of fun because it was so different than what I was used to. Like out of all the games I've ever played on any systems at all, Zelda was something different to me. Having that exploration thing, having to, have maps and all that stuff. I wasn't used to that, so it'd probably be like Legend of Zelda. Zelda 2 is not bad. I mean, it came out. I like how it was a little bit different. Didn't just feel like they copied the first one. But definitely like the first Zelda. And I still enjoy playing it today. That's the sign of a good game, when it has replayability. When you can like pick it up and play it again. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just wandering here. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. Oh crap. Can you get away from this guy? Whoa! Yeah, I'm just kind of wandering here. I don't know where I'm going. I don't think I can unfall. What does that mean? That was weird. Earl is a peanut. Why does it say that? And these items are kind of weird. think I'm getting anywhere in this game. But I think I've been playing it for quite a while now, so probably a good time to wrap it up. But I definitely want to keep streaming throughout the week. I'm going to be putting out a video tomorrow as well. I'm not going to stop putting out my videos, but I think I'll be doing some more streaming. I don't know what else. I'll decide tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe Game Boy Link's Adventure. Is it Adventure? No. What was it? It was the Game Boy one. Whatever. So the Game Boy one, and I don't know. Maybe something else. I do have like some Coleco stuff. Oh, look at that. He fell asleep. Poor little guy's tired. And I'll probably, you know, look around and explore some ideas. Gonna be doing some more filming as well. Creating some more videos. Got a lot of ideas that I want to do. A couple of different, you know, thoughts and stuff. Anyways, thanks everybody for coming in. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully I can keep this up. Got the whole week off, so that means more streaming. Maybe I don't know if I'll be doing it at the same time every time though. I'll probably do it a little bit earlier. I think today I was just kind of lazy. I was watching TV, and you know, it's my first day off of the week, so I just kind of sat around doing nothing. So probably tomorrow I'll, you know, if I don't start filming something or creating a new video, I'll probably just do some streaming. And I don't know. I'll just play it by ear and just kind of surprise you guys. So watch out for my if you're following me on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, I usually post when I'm going to be streaming. I'll post a link to it. And sometimes even Instagram. Finding Instagram's not really doing much for me anyways, but anyways, yeah. So thanks everybody for coming in. It's been fun and great chat with y'all.